Are you a newbie entrepreneur, solopreneur, side hustler, or small business owner? Do you want to learn how to build, launch, and grow your very own personal freedom success system? Well, congrats, because that's exactly what our podcast teaches. Let's get to it. Good morning and congratulations for taking the first step to solving your slow money blues. My name is Doug, retired U.S. Marine and two-time combat veteran turned entrepreneur at your service. Today's episode is Good H.Y.I.P, also known as High Yield Investment Platform. Today is April the 11th and we're going to have an awesome time on our show. First, I want to say big shout out to all of my fans over in France. Also, big shout out to all of my fans in the United States. And if you have any questions, just simply visit slowmoneyblues.com and click your question on IG, Facebook, or Twitter using hashtag slowmoneyblues. Also, if you make a reference to us, just go ahead and tag us at Slow Money Blues. What are we going to be talking about today? 3 ways to identify a good high yield investment platform. But of course, before we hop into our show, we have to ask you those very 2 important questions. Did you do your homework? In case you're wondering what last week's homework was, it was join a crypto group today. Hopefully you have done those things. If you have not done any homework assignment that I've ever put out, it's okay. All of those homework assignments can be heard where all great podcasts are heard on all digital outlets. This is one of my favorite parts of the show. Let's say it together. Our morning mantra, say I, state your full name, take 100% responsibility and accountability for my decisions and actions. I refuse to blame others. If I do, I give all of my power, authority, and power given to me by God. Today's sponsors, as always, are Linky.com and BigNetDomain.com. So if you're a mompreneur, dadpreneur, or solopreneur, or a side hustler, or maybe an author, or maybe someone that's trying to get the word out about a great idea that you think is going to solve a great problem, just go over to Linky.com, that's Liinky, and snatch your Linky up today. By the way, if you use promo code Linky25, that's Liinky25, you will get a 25% savings on the annual plan. Go and do that right now today. It is April 2020. We are in spring of 2020. People are still suffering from a digital dilemma. If that's you, it's okay. My people over at Big Net Domain, where the net just got bigger, will hook you up today. When you check out, use promo code BIGNET, you receive a 10% savings. Also, if you purchase a domain name, that's anything after .whatever, you will get free hosting for 1 entire year. You can't beat that deal. So what do they have? Well, they have great websites. They have great templates. They have great e-commerce. They have great email marketing. They have great SEO. They have great search. They have great hosting. By the way, everything is just awesome. They're open 24/7, 365. So if you give them a call, they can hook you up with anything that you need, all things web. Today's question: have you ever invested in a high yield investment platform? Yes, no, or maybe. Now, if you've been rocking with me for any amount of time during this, during last month and kind of overflow coming into this month, you know that I have been investing in high yield investment platforms since April of 2022. And I told you that at that point, my return was like 650% less than a year. Well, if I told you that I invested in another platform starting March the 20th, and already my investment has yielded me 150% return, would you believe me? In less than 30 days. This is exactly what a high yield investment. To invest or not to invest is the age-old question for anyone pondering their financial future. Where should I invest? What should I invest in? How much should I invest? Is the investment safe? Can I lose money if I don't invest? What are the consequences? So many questions. Let's get personal. If I said that favor rewards the bold, if this is true, are you bold enough to invest in your freedom? So let's talk about 3 ways to identify a good high yield investment platform. Keith, if you're listening, thanks so much for tuning in. If you are listening, thank you so much. We had a great conversation yesterday, and you are responsible for part of this particular series on high yield investment platform. So what is the first way to identify if a high yield investment platform is good. Number one, who are the founders? Now, I'm in the crypto and the Forex space, and I have some stock in the traditional stock market, but I can tell you by and large, I am really winning like so much more in the crypto and Forex space. And it's amazing. So, I have one of my HIPs is a PAM account, another one is a bot, another one, and you basically purchase certificates and you reap a weekly benefit from that, a weekly yield. Another one is a private member association. We receive a weekly ROI. How about that? Okay. And these platforms are phenomenal, and they do so much better than your traditional investment opportunities, unless, of course, you're probably in like a hedge fund. And if you're probably in hedge funds, you may or may not be listening to me right now. My team and I, we're going to be looking to start our own hedge fund. Oops, I wasn't supposed to tell that to you. Yes, we're going to be starting a hedge fund. We want to do it this quarter, but we may have to push it back 1 quarter. But that is our goal, to start a hedge fund for sure this year. It'll be done. I can assure you of that. So who are the founders in whatever high yield investment platform that you're on? You want to know, what is their bio? What is their, can you find them first of all? So I'm going to give you a couple of tips on when I look at a high yield investment platform. The first thing that I do, I go down and I look at the terms of use or terms of service, and I look at the privacy policy. From that, typically I can find out, even though you may have a name of a particular HIP, that doesn't mean that that's the actual business name. And what I'm looking for is the business, because once I find the business, then I can find out probably who the founders are, and I can do a deep dive. So what do I go do to my deep dive? Well, almost any reputable platform or business is going to be on LinkedIn, which is the #1 social network for business. If you go look at my company, Big Net Group, you'll see that we're out there as well. And you'll also see my personal profile. And I put my name on what I believe in. You want to find out who the founders are. Once you find out who the founders are, go and check them out on LinkedIn, and then also see who they are connected with on LinkedIn. Also, see if you can find them on other social platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. When you go and look at the terms of use or terms of agreement, chances are, in a privacy policy, you're going to find out that there's some type of corporation. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go find out the state or country in which they're incorporated in and look for their corporate documentation. Now, you can do all of this stuff, and guess what? The HIP still might not be a good HIP, because in these digital streets, it can be a little dangerous and sometimes be downright deadly, meaning that your dollars could be dead on arrival. Okay. So I want you to understand it, just to be able to identify what a good HIP looks like. And so anyone, if they are a founder of any HIP, high yield investment platform, they don't have a problem communicating with their investors, because after all, they are here to help them make more money. Point number 2, do they have a proven track record? And so all of the platforms that I'm currently in right now, I will tell you, I've had some winners and I've had some losers, but I will tell you, I took all of my L's in early, when I first got started in investing in high yield investment platforms, crypto, Forex. And now I do have mentors, I have coaches, and just because it's saucy and glossy doesn't mean it's going to make you money. So you want to find out if the founders have a proven track record. But getting back to the platforms that I'm currently in 4 platforms, and 2 of them pay me weekly. Another one pays me 8 times, but that's only because I have 8 different investments on that platform. And then another one of my platforms, it pays me every day. All of these platforms have performed awesome. The platform owners are visible. You can find them. They're not hiding under a rock. They speak to their investors. And so they have a proven track record of success. And understand that before they even became founders of a high yield investment platform, they were already doing other things. Most of them are entrepreneurs. They just said, hey, you know what? I'm looking at this crypto space right here. It looks like it's pretty lucrative. It looks like it can help a lot of people and solve a lot of problems and give people more freedom. So they decided to take the step and start their own high yield investment platform. And chances are they were probably are still part of other high yield investment platforms, which is what we want to do one day as well. Point number 3, do the founders keep their word? So this is what I mean. When you typically sign up for a high yield investment platform, there's going to be withdrawals and deposits and lock periods. Those are very, very critical. There's going to be withdrawal, deposit, and lock periods. When it comes to the deposit, what's the minimum deposit? When it comes to the withdrawal, what's the minimum withdrawal? And then, of course, the lock period. When it comes to the lock period, how long is your initial capital locked in the platform? And all of the platforms that I'm currently on, they all have different times. So all platforms are not created equal because they could be they are high yield investment platforms, but their niche can be very different. One of the platforms that I'm invested in is a bot that trades on Binance Future Trades. It's automatic. And so that platform is very different from a PAM account. And then that platform is different from the other platform, which you have to purchase certificates. And that platform is different from the Private Membership Association. So all of these platforms are very different. But what you want to find out, what they have in common is, do they keep their word? In other words, when you look at the terms of service of the platform and you look at it, and you should look at it, that's all the fine print, by the way. I highly recommend you read that document. You want to find out, hey, everything that they said they were going to do, are they doing it? And also, have they ever changed the rules? And if they did change the rules, why did they change the rules? Because typically, when you have a document that has been written and is signed, that is an agreement. And both parties should be able to do the agreement. Now, this is the disclaimer almost anywhere and everywhere you look in the world of business. We have the right to change the terms without notifying you, the individual or individual investor. Everybody has that. But when people make big pivots or big changes, that can cause a lot of turbulence. And of course, that causes the credibility issue for the platform. So far for me, so good. So I haven't been happy always with the decisions that the platform owners have made, but guess what? They're the founders and the owners, so they can do whatever they want, because if you listen to my past episode about the rules, people make rules so they can rule. So they made rules for their platform so they can rule it. And guess what? If you don't like their rules, well, guess what? You can leave. Sounds a little harsh, but that's absolutely true. So what are the major takeaways for Good H.I.P? A good high yield investment platform performs despite market conditions. That is very critical to understand, because it goes back to the credibility of the founder, and it goes back also to the integrity of the founder. It also goes back to the competence of the founder. A good high yield investment platform performs despite market conditions. Now, you're like me. If you're in this crypto forex trading space, you know there's been a lot of turbulence going all the way back to the beginning of 2022, and it continues to ebb and flow. Of course, today, as I looked, I got a little notification and I saw that Bitcoin has clipped 30,000. It hasn't been over 30,000 in quite some time. So the whales are moving. People are gaining confidence in this space. What is your homework? Great question. Tune in next week to learn about BAD high yield investment platforms. You don't want to miss it. So what did we talk about today? We talked about 3 ways that you can identify a good H.I.P. 1, who are the founders? 2, do they have a proven track record? And 3, do they keep their word? Until next time, I want you to continue to build, launch, and grow your very own personal freedom success system. And I won't see you at the top, but I will see you where? Over the top. Bye. There are 5 things you can do if you love the show. 1, tell anyone suffering from SMB to tune into the live show each Tuesday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook. 2, follow, like, and share at Slow Money Blues on social media. 3, join our private Facebook group and get access to great resources. 4, subscribe, download, and rate the podcast. And 5, donate so we can keep bringing great content.